Hey guys, my name is Loveless, and this time we're back with a high pitched cry for help. So let's get straight into it. It started slowly. Azuka was a bit scared of hurting anyone, and to be honest, he was a bit scared of people in general. Not that you could blame him for it. He thought he was being really sneaky about it, and it was a little adorable watching him look at the hero from as far away as possible, being as smart as he was for his age and having so much time on his hands too. He was able to figure out his patrol route, a portion of it at least, and the days and time he was on it. 3 days a week he could see the hero if he went to a specific spot right in between the dumpster where he got most of his food and his home. The hero seemed to have taken a liking to one of the buildings near the convenience store that he usually seen taking a break and munching on some type of food that came in a bright colored package. Azuka would climb the side stair of the building to get onto the top and watch the exact view the hero saw right after he left. Eraserhead watched from a distance a small kid going to the exact same place and sitting in the exact same spot where he was. It was a mixture of confusion and curiosity, if not a bit worrying too. What was a kid so small doing outside late at night? Why was no one watching him? Why did he try to sneak a view of the pro hero? He made sure to stay near until the kid went back down the side of the building. It wasn't that tall, but very dangerous nonetheless. He also followed the kid back home just once to make sure he wasn't just going around. From far away, it was odd, but nothing more. He always saw the kid munching something and then going back to the same road. He appeared to have a home just fine. The light seemed to always be on when he got there. Well, maybe he followed him twice. Maybe a night trip for a snack. It made sense. He knew there was a gas station very close to where they were. It wasn't really good to eat that late, even if he does so himself. It didn't sit right with him. Why did he go out to eat, and why did the kid want to watch him? He wasn't really eye-catching, especially for little kids that only saw a man jumping in the dark, dressed like a homeless person. This kid wanted something. One night he decides to go for a few minutes earlier, at recommendation of his husband, just to see the child's reaction to the change in schedule. However, the little one was already out and about, and he was watching him appear from the direction of the store, a pack of something type of candy in his hands. Surprisingly enough, the kid had ate half of it, left it on the side of the building, and climbed onto the top, taking something out of his backpack and leaving it there before climbing back down and retrieving the candy from the floor and running away. Did no one tell him not to eat things off the floor? Primarily from the streets, too. He waited until the time was right to not raise any suspicion and went to the exact same spot, taking his jelly pouch out. There it was, behind a small rock, as if to not let the paper fly away, and neatly folded with a paper. A note, perhaps. A drawing? Of him? Aizawa had to fight the urge to look in the direction where he knew the kid was watching from. Instead, he watched closely. With a black crayon, the kid managed to draw an indefinitively image OG of him in his hero uniform. The lack of color was extra funny because there was arrows pointing to the specks of his head read yellow, and another one pointed to his head said red. Probably meant his eyes. Hazashi would love it. Debating between taking it and sighing and leaving it there, it was too much to think of that the kid would know what hero he was just from kind of stalking him. But he wanted to assert some type of communication. That way they would both acknowledge their presence and maybe could talk about what the kid had to say. At the end, he decided to take the drawing, mostly for his husband to see, and leaving one of his jelly pouches, Not that he had anything to write with him, or something more kid friendly. The kid liked to eat at night. He'll probably like this too. He left it, watching from an appropriate distance while the child picked up the jelly. Funny enough, he didn't seem to know what it was and tried opening it and putting a bit in his hands like some sort of hand cream. It wasn't until he smelled it that he tried dumping it into his mouth. Eraserhead could feel the slight smile coming. It made sense if he couldn't read. It was really dark, and maybe he didn't even know how many Japanese characters were on the package. He probably, 4, 5 tops? The way home was simple and a bit earlier than he should, too. As soon as he stepped foot into the house, he could sense the smell of bitter coffee. His husband really was the best. The best out of them with kids, too. He would know what to do. I'm home. Welcome home, Sho. He walked to the kitchen and kissed him on the cheek, already taking a cup of coffee from his hands, trying to pull the drawing out from the other. Any news on our little fan? The blonde laughed at his own lame joke. Who was an underground hero, and having fans sounded like an actual nightmare. Oh, you're gonna love this. He proceeded to give him the now wrinkled paper without unfolding it. He left it for me to find where I always sit. Excited, the most famous of the two took it and unfolded it, and a tiny squeak escaped his lips. OMG, this is adorable! He immediately shut up at the same time his quirk was erased. Sorry, it's so cute, Sho. He continued to do a cute little dance and hang the gift on their fridge with the help of a cat magnet. What did you say? Did you get a name? Nothing really. He just left it on the building before I got there. He bit his lip, thinking. He was watching, though, and I left him a jelly pouch. A jelly pouch? For a kid in development? Great. The eye roll was clear sign of sarcasm. Just talk to him. He's probably a sweetheart. There's something that's been bugging me. He heard a and sipped his coffee. He drew me with red eyes. Does that mean that he saw me in action? Hazashi paused for a second, slowly walking towards the master room. Azalo followed him in suit. Maybe. Ayan couldn't hide the worried expression on his face. The options are you help someone he knows, and they told him that he's seen you fighting. Either way, I don't like the picture the little listener is painting. Sho, you should really try to get a name at least. Just check the public records. The pro hero sighed before changing into more comfortable clothing. He knew his husband was right, but at the same time it was illogical. There wasn't any indication of the kid being in utter danger, and he couldn't just go with the night trips to get junk food. As far as he was concerned, the kid could be just sneaking out to buy something out of reach of his parents, who could be working in the convenience store. He's always been a logical man, and logic dictated that if the child did not approach him, he should not chase after it. But he couldn't let go of the gut feeling. The kid wouldn't make direct eye contact. How am I supposed to get him to talk, let alone tell me his name? More junk food? I don't know. Most of the time, kids approach me first. Maybe try looking for him to begin with. He may be scared. Next time, leave a note back, with some stickers, too. He didn't say anything back, just gave a short kiss and went straight to the bathroom to brush his teeth. He was too tired to shower. He had a point. If he didn't acknowledge the kid at all, it would never be up to him if the greenie talked to him. Showing something might be the right option for now. Stickers. Right. Kids like that. Some weird snack. Maybe to catch his attention. He didn't seem to know what the jelly pouch was, so he could play around with something similar. The kid shouldn't be that hard to understand, he hoped. The next time he was due for patrolling that area, he made sure to have some sticky notes, a pencil, and some All Might stickers. He hated it, but they were the top sellers, apparently. A thank you note was waiting for him next to another drawing, this time of Best Genus. Interesting choice. Was this going to become some sort of collection of his? He didn't mind. Kid's drawing added a cute aspects to his patrol. Maybe he could ask for a present Mike's drawing for the next time. Still, no eye contact though. So he did. He left a thank you note for the drawings and a few All Might stickers next to the present Mike request. He had to admit he felt a little funny waiting for the next drawing. Maybe he didn't hate kids that much anymore. Or maybe he did. But he would make an exception for this one. Y'all, that is so sweet. Man, Aizawa being so sweet. Love it. Okay, so if you want to see more of this, you know what to do.